Hey guys, we're on Vlogmas day 3 for me, and I honestly didn't think that I would make it past day 1, but here I am. So I don't really know what else to do for the day, because it's mostly just school, studying for final stuff. So I was just going to probably do a story time or something later. I don't know, I want to get into some more deeper topics or something like that, so I'll check in later. When I was in the 5th grade and I first started realizing that you could find someone cute, I thought to myself, if a boy can be cute, can a girl also be cute? And the answer was yes, they can. So the first person I talked about this with was my friend Brianna at the time. She was my best friend, and I used to go over to her house all the time when I went to school in the city. And she told me that her cousin was bisexual, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And she's like, oh, that just means that she likes boys and girls. She wants to go to Pride and she wants me to go with her. I was like, what's Pride? And that's when I found out about the Pride Parade in Boys Town, Chicago, and my world changed. So throughout elementary school or whatever, it's the elementary school in Chicago because it goes from kindergarten to 8th, so I guess it's junior high to everyone else. But yeah, throughout junior high and high school, I identified as bisexual, but I had never had a girlfriend. And the reason for that being, one, it's hard to talk to people about those things, especially in high school, because people are always looking for a reason to not like someone in high school, I feel like. And I ended up dating a boy in the 8th grade from 8th to sophomore year of high school. So it was a long time, and it was a really emotionally abusive relationship. But reflecting on it, I didn't date him because I thought he was hot or anything. I dated him because we were friends, and I was like, no one's ever liked me before, I'll go for it. And it was just so hard to get back out. So it started out fine. I think that my attraction for boys mainly comes from a mental attraction to them more so than a physical attraction, because someone a boy can be the hottest motherfucker you ever seen in your whole goddamn life, and I'd be like, meh, he's okay. I don't know. So I dated him for a long time, and then after that I dated this other boy who wasn't shit, and then I dated my last boyfriend who lasted 4 years on and off. I cared about him more than I've ever cared about anyone in my entire life, but I guess it wasn't supposed to work out. So, and after that, I dated a few guys, here and there, but, no one ever felt right. It felt like something was, always missing from my life. I don't know, it's just, being with someone, if a guy specifically, if they don't have, that, if we're not, on the same type of, wavelength, then it's, there's no connection, because I'm not really attracted that much to how a boy looks. So it just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't work out for me. So, and don't get me wrong, boys can definitely be hot. I think I'm just a lot more picky, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. If I like someone, I just know. So, and that can be anybody. So that brings me to the topic of girls. Yeah, I've never dated a girl, but I'm not opposed to it. And the reason why I felt the need to make this video is because people think that just because I haven't dated a girl that I don't like girls, which is completely untrue. I actually think girls are way, way prettier than boys. And it's almost unfair how much prettier boys are than girls. Girls are than boys. Yeah, so the reason I want to talk about that is because I had this friend that I knew from high school, and he is a gay male, gay white male, and he is from a small suburb, and he told me and my best friend, who's also bisexual, that we are not in any way gay because we have had boyfriends, a serious relationship with men over the past few years, and he's never heard of us be with a girl, so then we must not be that, and we'll never know what it's like to be with the same sex, basically be gay. We'll never know what it's like to have to come out to our family, to have to worry about people not accepting us for who we are, and that type of thing, which apparently is very prominent within the LGBTQ community, where either gay people, gay men or lesbians have an issue with bisexual people because they don't think that we're real. They don't think that we know what we want, type of thing. And there's this constant pressure to like validate our sexuality. Like, yeah, I've been with this girl, yeah, I've been with this guy, like, but that's fucked up. Like, it's no one's business who you've been with, you know? So we had this like fight on Twitter, I guess you can call it, where he said all those things, and I stopped talking to him for a while. And then I asked him a while back why he thought that, and he said that he didn't understand how someone could be attracted to both male and female. Like, to like one, you have to dislike the other. And that is completely false. It's not like if I'm with a boy, my girl radar is turned off. Or like if I'm with a girl, boys don't exist. It's not that way. It's more so something, it's more fluid, I think. Because over the past years, I've noticed like my preferences change and evolve. And as I develop as a person, I don't really know who the person that I am going to be with is going to be. Like, if they're a dude, like, that's fine, that's great. If they're a girl, that's great too. But no one really, from like our community and even like straight people, don't get why. And I don't know why. It's just the way that I was made, I guess. And I can't speak on behalf of like all bisexual people, but to me, I do identify as gay because I would have a romantic relationship with a girl, I would date a girl, I would marry a girl, and that's some gay shit. Like, that's who I am, that's fine, like, I'm proud that that is who I am. But I'm also straight in the sense that I would also marry a guy. So, I've noticed a lot of bi people say they're not gay and they're not straight, but I identify as both, because there are aspects of who I am that are both. And it doesn't really make a difference for me and who I end up with. As long as they treat me right, they love me, and I love them, then it doesn't matter to me. Like, it shouldn't matter to anybody who I choose to be with, and it's cool with me. So when it comes to the concept of not having to come out, I think that people believe that bi people don't have to come out because if they end up with someone with the same sex, they can pass for straight. But I still feel like the judgment and like I have to hide when I'm on the train going to school and I'm swiping through Tinder and there are girls on there. Especially if like I'm by other straight girls, because you never know how they're going to react. So it's the same in that sense, where if I'm going to date a girl, I'm still going to have to like explain that to my family. I'm still going to have to explain that to my friends, and thank God my friends are very supportive of who I am now that I've gotten rid of the people who aren't. And it's just very insensitive and inaccurate to assume that someone who's bi won't have to go through similar things that a gay person does. And I understand that we all have our struggle, and for some it is a lot worse than others, but it's very unfair to put one person's struggles over another. We are all supposed to be part of the same community, and we're all supposed to have each other's backs on this thing, because love is love, right? That's what we're supposed to be for. That's what we are for. So I think that's important to remind everybody, because, I don't know, we get enough hate from like homophobic straight people and we don't need any more hate. So yeah, I think that was the point of this whole video. And when it comes to not having to like come out, my mom doesn't know. Like, she'll probably see this video, to be honest. Like, she'll be like scrolling through like her feed and she'll be like, that's my girl, like, what is she doing? But yeah, I've never told her. And a lot of people think that it's not as hard to come out if you're bisexual, but it really is. Like, my mom isn't as homophobic as other parents can be, as I've seen, but she'll say things like, it's fine if people are gay, just not my kid. So I'm like, oh God, like, that's me. Like, I can't, like, how am I supposed to tell her if I have a girlfriend? And it's just as hard, you know? There's still that fear that like your parents won't love you. So I think that's why after I dated my 2 serious boyfriends that I just kind of worked like casually seeing these boys, because I don't know, even though I didn't like them, I think there was still more so that fear of like meeting a girl and really liking her and being like, oh God, like I love this person and I have to like explain this to my family, even though it should be nothing to be afraid of, but it is. So bi people still have to deal with that too, especially if for so long your family has been thinking that you're straight because you've been seeing like boys. And it's really hard too, because if you've been seeing someone of the opposite sex and people think you're straight, and then you come out with like a gay relationship, so to speak, they're gonna be like, are you doing this for attention? What's wrong? Like, do you need to see a therapist? Do you need to talk about anything? Like, why are you doing this? And that's something that I've really, really wanted to avoid. But after my last relationship ended, I have decided to just say fuck it and be who I need to be. And yeah, so I don't really know where I'll go from here. I don't know. So yeah, that's basically the coming out story. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Okay, I'm in a different place in my room, but I had a side note. I just want to talk a little bit about how I knew that I was bi, and who my first crush was. My first girl crush was Hilary Duff on Lizzie McGuire. I thought she was the most beautiful person that I've ever seen in my life, and I also wanted to add that it's not too late no matter how old you are, to figure out if you're gay or if you decide to be straight now, because you no longer have feelings for the opposite sex, or if you're bi because you feel like you could like both. I would just want to let people know that, because I was talking to someone who was 50 years old, and he told me that he wishes that he was a girl because then he could be bi. And that was weird to me, because like I didn't know that some people felt like they couldn't be if they weren't one or the other. So I just wanted to leave this with a reminder that it's never too late to decide what you want or who you want to love. So want to leave it really positive. So have a good one, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.